Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Kelly. Welcome to Be in the Change. I'm going to get started by reciting my inspiration. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, which most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us. It is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. I'd like to say welcome to everybody who's joining me for the first time, and welcome back, and thank you to everybody who's been watching me and following me on this journey. I started this in 2019 as my New Year's resolution, stating I was breaking up with fear, I was breaking up with shame, and I was breaking up with guilt. And I promised to do a weekly video talking about it, and I reported back to you that fear, shame, and guilt wasn't breaking up with me, and it was an everyday practice. And fear, shame, and guilt is breaking up with me. I can't believe it. I was really thinking about this last week. I'm like, it is starting to be removed from me. And last week in my video, I was talking to you guys how long it took me to get started after hearing Marianne Williamson's quote that I read in the beginning. And I thought I got it about 3.5 years ago, but it actually was about 2.5 years ago. But it took me an entire year of hearing that and seeing that to figure out what that meant for me, and probably like another 1.5 years to figure out where this is headed for me. So when I first heard that, I didn't know how it affected me. And a lot of times I don't know how things affect me right away. It takes a while for things to affect me. And I think when I was growing up that I practiced pretending like stuff wasn't happening because that's what I needed to do in order to survive. And one of the other things I want to talk to you guys about, I've been saying there's been mental illness in my family, there was addiction, and there is so much there. There is so much there, and I am just now at 48 able to start going back and addressing all of the things that have affected me, that have made me into the person that I am now, which is somebody who is like everybody else. I'm on the same road, the same journey that everybody else is on too, but we might be in different places. That is all. So the place where I am now is I am in love and peace, and it is a great place to live, and I haven't lived here for that long. I'm gonna tell you, where I used to live was in denial, in fear, and I didn't know I lived there until I didn't. And it's taken me a really long time, and I'm realizing for other people too, it takes everybody what it takes. It takes everybody's pain tolerance is different. What is horrible for me might not be horrible for you, or what is worse for you might not be as bad for me, but it doesn't mean it's not the same. It's just how we are affected is different for everybody, but in the end, it is exactly the same. One of the things for me is what I'm realizing, what I thought was mental illness what I now am learning is it is a spiritual disconnection. And when you are spiritually disconnected, it is a lot harder to relate to people. It is a lot harder to get out of your own head. It is a lot harder to get out of your own way. It is a lot harder to see how things affect other people. And what I never realized is how much I affected other people. Most of the people that I was drawn to and was attracted to weren't able to express their emotions. And because they weren't able to express their emotions, I looked like the crazy one, and I looked like my emotions were more intense and overreactive. So, and they very well could have been at the time, but I'm not attracted to people who can't show their emotions anymore. That is very hard for me to be around. I can see why they do it. And even though I can see why they do it, it doesn't mean I have to be near it. So I'm going to share with you guys a story. My family growing up was extremely spiritually disconnected, and to the point that I always thought there was something wrong with me. And the fear that went on in my house was so, I want to say horrific, because it was, and it really affected me. But I was constantly told, Michelle, that never happened. That never happened to you. And I always thought, yes, it did. It did happen. And I have since found out that's called gaslighting. And I was attracted to people who constantly told that to me, that things didn't happen when they did. And as I'm relating this to you, what I'm learning about myself is I can give it to you in a description like an alcoholic. When an alcoholic, because I am one, when an alcoholic blacks out, which is they look like they're present, they look like they're there, but they're not. And they are causing havoc and chaos and turmoil to everybody they affect, but they can't remember it. And I am equating the same thing with this extreme spiritual disconnection in my family to alcoholism. It is not normal for people to black out, by the way. If you are blacking out when you are drinking alcohol, that is a major warning that you could be an alcoholic. And if you say and do things and don't remember doing them, that is a disconnect. But the people who are around you, they remember it and they feel it. So I feel like there's two types of people, and I was the kind of person that I don't remember anything. I remember now, but I didn't remember for the longest time. I blocked things out and my memory wasn't good. And I was always attracted to people who never forgot anything. And the people who never forgot anything, my experience has been, is that they are constantly protecting themselves because something did happen, and they are always on the lookout, and they need to be prepared in case something happens. They have to be on guard constantly, which is exhausting. And I was the opposite. I was the person who just completely detached and left my body because I had to. So, I'm just learning this stuff and passing this information on to you as I am getting it. I know this is God speaking through me, and this is not my information. This is the information that He wants me to give all of you. So I know we are in a terrible, horrible, it seems horrible time right now, but I guarantee you what is on the other side of this is going to be a million times better than what it is now. I know what's going on. We are losing everything that was made out of fear and out of greed, and it is coming down, and it is being rebuilt. And when we're in things that are coming down, it is scary. The fear of the unknown is so scary. But my experience is it's always been better on the other side. every time I thought I was losing something, it was replaced with something that was way better. And I know that's what's happening right now. So thank you to everybody who's watching, and please stay on this journey with me, and I will see you all next week, so stay tuned.